Our next wrestler is senior Ethan Valentine, who wrestled 126 pounds and 132 pounds this year. Ethan was also one of our captains, as selected by his peers and by the coaches. Now, for Ethan, this was a tough year for him. He probably did not accomplish a lot of the goals that he had set himself out to. He had a breakout year his junior year, where he was a district qualifier, and made a lot of strides. And obviously, this year was a lot tougher for him. But at the same time, I don't think Ethan gives himself enough credit for what he had to battle throughout the year. And Ethan doesn't like to admit it or talk about it, but Ethan was hurt all year. He sustained an injury early on in the season. In fact, we held him out first couple of weeks there to try to get him to heal up so we can have him healthy later on. It never really healed up for him. It was a lingering injury that, definitely was playing on his mind. It's, you could tell with these kinds of injuries, Ethan's the kind of guy, you watch him in practice, he doesn't hold back. He's going toe to toe with some of the best guys on the team. And then you watch him on the mat and you can see him kind of hesitate at times. And it's not because, that it's probably more so because of the injury and, how much he's in pain. And unfortunately, that definitely did, I think, that played a part in his season this year. It also even, affected his weight loss plan. I mean, the plan was he wanted to go 126 much earlier than he did. He did not make it down to 126 pounds until late January. And actually by that point too, once he made it down to 126, he was a much better wrestler. It seemed like he got a lot more confident once he got down to that weight. He was much stronger than his competition, and that definitely did help. But another reason why he also stayed at 132 for so long was he knew also that for the team's benefit, we needed him at 132. And that's more on the character of Ethan Valentine. It's not so much he was caring about what he wanted to do, it's what the team needed him. And, for most of January, we needed him at 132 pounds for dual meets, for the conference dual meets. And Ethan, did that without complaining, without, getting upset, because he knew that's what the team needed. And it affected his record probably a lot more because he was going to drop to 126. So again, it speaks to Ethan's character that he put the team ahead of himself, even at that point. Ethan still had a very nice season, considering everything that happened. He had 18 wins, 11 of those by pinfall, 4 decisions. He had 28 takedowns, 7 total near falls, 19 reversals, which put him as the team leader, and 11 escapes. Ethan took 7th place at the Rebel Invitational in Willoughby South. He took 4th place at the Audrey Genovese Memorial Tournament, which was probably his best tournament of the year. And that was actually where he dropped to 126 for the first time. And we saw a lot of that confidence kind of show up there. He was selected as an LC8 Scholar Athlete Award winner. He was obviously, like I mentioned, voted captain by his peers and coaches. And for the 3rd year in a row, he was selected by the NWCA as an academic All-American for his very high grades in the classroom. In his career, Ethan was a 4-year letterman. He had 62 wins, 36 by pin, 1 major decision, and 10 decisions. And again, I know a lot of guys they want to get that 100-win milestone, and that's, always a big goal. But considering that Ethan did not start wrestling until 8th grade, to come away with 62 wins in 4 years is quite the achievement, especially when he was dealing with a lot of injuries. He was also, fighting for a spot, and a lot of times when he was younger, wrestling off a lot of times for a spot. So, he was to get those many wins. And I remember Ethan when he first came in 8th grade, and I was so impressed with 2 things: his work ethic and his shot. He had such a natural shot that I knew this kid was going to be a really good wrestler if he kept, plugging away and kept working hard like he did. And to his credit, he did. Ethan had a very, very nice career. He had 82 takedowns, 32 total near falls, 50 reversals, which is currently the school record. Ethan was unstoppable on the bottom. That was definitely his bread and butter. He was very quick, and his motor on the bottom was he just never stopped. And that caused so many fits for his opponents. And if he didn't get a reversal, he'd get an escape most of the time too. He had 43 escapes. So nobody was holding Ethan down, which, that's going to be a big thing moving forward because Ethan has talked about wrestling at the next level. And Ethan's one of those that we know he's got so much more potential left in him that he's got a lot more to offer the sport. We feel like, and the fact Ethan's looking at wrestling at the next level, and we are so excited for him because we feel, like I said, he's got a lot more to offer the sport. He's definitely got some more potential that he still has a lot to learn, even, because he came into it so late. We feel like he still has a lot to learn, and that him going to that next level, he's going to even get better. And the way he wrestles on the bottom, with college, the way they have riding time, nobody's going to hold him down, and that's going to really help him a lot. So it would not surprise me that, Ethan is going to work his butt off, and we could see him being an All-American one day, because he is such a hard worker and he's got that natural ability that if he puts his effort in, I know he can be an All-American at the next level. So I'm really excited to see what he does. If he decides to continue wrestling at the next level, we're going to have his back 100% like others. And, we really look forward to seeing that. Ethan was also a two-time All-Conference. He was second team in 2022, third team in 2023, a two-time sectional placer, and a one-time district qualifier. He's a three-time NWCA Academic All-American and a one-time captain. Uh, this is kind of going to sound like a broken record with these seniors, but Ethan's going to be a guy that's going to be so tough to replace. I mean, you can't replace him. You can't replace any of these seniors as individuals. Forget on the mat, but just as individuals off the mat, this is such a great group of young men that it's, their leadership, their responsibilities, just their attitudes. It was always fun in practice every single day with this group. Such a, it's gonna be tough, and it's tough, but at the same time, it makes me glad because I know that all six of these young men and three young ladies too, are going to be successful at the next level. They're going to be successful in whatever they choose to do because of how great of individuals they are. Um, so I'm really confident in Ethan, no matter what he decides to do. If he continues to wrestle, that's great. If not, whatever he decides to do, he's going to be successful. He's such a hardworking individual. He's such a good person and cares so much for others. He's going to be successful, and we're definitely going to be missing him. So, thank you, Ethan, for everything you've done for our program the last 4 years, and we wish you the best of luck.